Hey folks, what's up, Yeti? So what I have here is a piece of that, let's see, this is some of that Burlington. I think this is that, I think this is a piece of that Creek Burlington that I picked up in Arkansas. I think this is also, I know this is. And I know this piece is. I think I'm going to work, well, either one of these. I think I'm going to work this one. We're going to see what we can do with it. Looks like it's going to chip all right. If we can hold it together in one piece, we'll see what happens. So we're still out here. This is our last day. We've been in McAllister most of the day today for a doctor's appointment for my wife. Well, it's an hour and a half up there from here, which is an hour closer than it is from home. So part of the reason why we stayed here is it's closer for her appointment, which was coming up, and she's still off on vacation. Well, she's off on leave because of her eyes, so sort of a vacation, but not really. All right, let's see here. I thought I could get one to go up there. It's a good flake. Got a layer in it. I'm worried about that layer. We'll see. Just have to see what happens. Bopper. I was talking to Jaden just a few minutes ago. I was getting ready to shoot this video and he called. And those of you who don't know Jaden, he's my nephew. And he works with me in the shop. And helps get the orders out. If you're not familiar with that, it's flintknappingtraditions.com is our website. We sell napping supplies and rocks and tools and basically everything that you see me use on these videos, you can purchase the exact same thing and do what I do on the website. It's a pretty nice piece of rock. I mean, it wasn't all this way either. I do have this piece came out colored, and it actually I was testing on it trying to get a few cracks out of this one before, and it's got a couple of inclusions and stuff. All this stuff's gonna have some fossils and things in it. I would really like to make a point out of this though. I was actually hoping to make a Cache River, which is basically a side notch point. And they're in Arkansas there. It's an Arkansas point. And if this point comes out successfully, I will give this to my uncle, who I collected this flint on his place while I was there, just picking it up out of the yard. .9% of it is fractured to pieces. But every once in a while, you can get a piece that's not. I picked up some from a construction site with the superintendent's permission, of course. The guys there on the job site, superintendent wasn't there when I was collecting it, but the guy, well, actually he was there when I was collecting it, but he wasn't there when I first stopped by there. And the guys working on the job gave me his phone number, and I called him, and he called me back right away, and I told him what I was wanting to do, and he said, "Where's that job at?" I said, "What job is that?" I said, "I don't know. It looks like a little strip mall." He goes, "Oh no, that's not a strip mall. That's the new police station." It used to be a strip mall. Apparently the police department bought it and turned it into a police station, so. I think I'm going to switch to indirect. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll thin it a little bit more at the little bopper. Okay, let's see here. That knot right there scares the crap out of me. Those knots like that are a good way to break your point. All right, we are going to go to indirect now. I'll tell you what, that storm come through last night and it cooled off out here, and it was still cool this morning, and I think it's still only like 88 degrees, which is unheard of for southern Oklahoma in August, or I mean in July. Would be in August too. It really would in August. Okay. see what we can do here. Didn't get much sleep last night at all. Just a few hours. Even though I'm back on my arthritis meds, I was hurting pretty good last night. I don't believe it's the napping, because I really ain't just not doing that strenuous and napping. It's pretty easy napping material, and it's not like I'm beating on raw bull gravel or something like that, you know. If you're not utilizing indirect percussion, you might want to give it a try. It's definitely pretty handy to have in your toolbox. I might have to turn that fan on. Dang. It's going to be kind of cool with that top on there if I don't blow it up. It's a cool piece of rock. Try and come in on this ridge right there and take that little part out just like that. Just coming through. sculpting it into what we want it to be. Taking away everything that don't look like an arrowhead. I can't believe how many people, they come and they watch you doing it and they go, is that easy? Is that easy to learn? Yep, sure is. All you need is about 2,000 to 4,000 pounds of rock, and two or 3 years and you'll be making nice points. And they go, 2,000 pounds of rock. Yep. Alright, I'm going to clean it up with some pressure. It's not as thin as I want it yet, but we'll see. I believe these had early paleo, like parallel flaking on them. So I think that's what I read in the book. And they varied in size quite a bit. I see them in the book, anything from probably an inch, inch and a quarter long, all the way up to probably 4 inches, something like that. Are the examples in the book. Stopped by the Hobby Lobby up there. Picked up some material so I can make some bags for my flutes. I've got 7 or 8 flutes now, or between me and my wife we got 7 or 8. I don't know if I finished telling you guys a story about Jaden, did I? I think I started to. He called early, and the reason he called is because he almost stepped on my snake, the one I posted the video of. I think she'd been living in a rock shop or going in and out of there, which I'm absolutely fine with because she's in there eating. Well, I'm sure she's eating frogs and everything else too, but I'm sure that it's a plain-bellied water snake, and I'm sure they eat mice too. I mean, she's not down at the pond, she's up there in my shop. And I know there's mice around and stuff, you know. But it scared the geezers out of him when he almost stepped on her. He stepped right over her, actually. I've had a lot of interactions with that snake over the years. When I first moved there, she wouldn't last it. First time I seen her, she would have got a shovel to the head, but I've learned better. You know, we live on it's a ranch, you know. We don't have all the animals we used to have, but there's still lots of feed and stuff around and everything else. When you have that, you have mice. You have mice no matter what, but when you add ton sacks of feed and stuff to the mix, then, well, then you really got mice. So I'm perfectly fine with her being around there doing her job. I mean, I know all the black snakes and stuff running around are eating the mice. The poisonous ones, they get a shovel to the head. There's no free passes there. I've dealt with too many snake bit dogs, and I don't want no snake bit grandkids. And so if you're one of those people that cry because a poisonous snake gets his head chopped off, sorry. No apologies. If it makes you feel better, I don't kill them anywhere else except for up around the house. I had someone tell me, well, the snake was there before you. No, he wasn't. That snake's only a couple years old. I've been there 16 years. I got dibs. I belong to some of the snake identification groups, and I think some of the people actually cry over a dead poisonous snake. They say, well, they have their place in the ecosystem too, and I agree, they absolutely do. They make great buzzard feed. Buzzards have to eat too. Buzzards like to eat dead snakes. I would like to take a flake across right there if I get one to get in there. There we go. Now let's see if we can get a row of flakes across this side. We got some parallel flaking going on across that side. Still fatter with it than what I've been accustomed to making a little bit. It's not fat, but it does have some fatness. But we should end up just about right when I'm done. I think. I know some guys can get this parallel flaking almost as nice on the percussion. Well, not quite as nice, but pretty close to as nice what you can get fog napping. I mean, they're just incredible. That's not me. Not yet. But I can tell you that fog napping helped me with this, though. I just threw my whole braider away. I went to set it down there and missed. That's why I never played basketball. Well, that I'm too short. And I can't jump. All my younger years, I was built for brute force. Just how it was. There wasn't a lot that I couldn't lift or force my way through, but these days, I'm a pretty big sissy. We got to get some symmetry happening here. Because our symmetry is way off by miles. Now I lost that braider. Base isn't straight, it's hard to tell what's happening. Sometimes you can be chasing that tip all over the place. It's not really even the tip, just the base needs to be adjusted. It's warm enough out here now, I can tell you that. Think about making a lost lake. That's what I was considering making. Not out of this, but that might be one of the videos today, I don't know. Yeah, I'll go home. I got to get all the orders sent out. That's the first priority, and then I got to finish getting the boppers done so they can get back on the website. So if you're looking to buy boppers, I'm currently sold out, but I won't be here in the next couple days. So keep an eye out for those. And they're the exact same boppers that you see me using right here. Same ones. Tyler Doyle had sent me some agates, a couple boxes of rock he had collected. We'll be working some of it pretty soon. Pretty sure he has some of that for sale too. You guys can find him on Facebook. I'm going to send him some rock also. I should have already done it now, but I just haven't got around to it. When I was talking to Jayden earlier, I told him, I said, we're going to set me up a Flintknapping spot outside in front of the leather shop there, and so I can continue making videos, not at this pace, but continue making videos anyways. Because just can't do it in there with all them saws running and all that, so. It's actually fairly even all the way down. This does need to come, this side needs to come up. Kind of like that. step pressure there. Now I gotta fix it again. It's always easier if you've worked a particular material before and you kind of learn what you can get away with. This is the first time I've ever worked this particular stone. I hadn't worked any of it since I collected it. One thing I'd like to do is I'd like to get a couple flakes to come up from the bottom here to thin that base out a little bit. If I can do that, I'll be ready to notch. Oh yeah. So what that did is that not only thinned out the base, but it gave me convex. I have convexity going over it this way, and I have convexity going this way. I do need to adjust this front just a little bit. Chasing that tip around for sure. Not that I want to, but I am. I'm afraid to look up when people go by after yesterday. I did enjoy talking with that fella, but it did take up a pretty good chunk of my napping time. I guess that's good. So these were just slightly concave on the bottom, but I don't know how well the flake scars are going to show up on this thing, but probably not that well. But we do have some parallel flakes going all the way across it, so that's nice. Our symmetry is still out of whack, I feel like. Not sure. I think this color is really throwing me off and making it hard for me to tell what's what, because I turned it one way. It's definitely turning. It's definitely over that direction. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so these things, dang, I can't believe it's going to turn into almost an hour-long video, or maybe an hour long. So this is the Cache Rivers. So basically, I mean, they do vary in size quite a bit. Talks about the parallel flaking. You can't really see that well on these, and some of them are definitely not parallel flaking, but it does, it says blade flaking is of early parallel type. Could be related to the big sandy points. Location Arkansas to Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. So they covered a pretty good distance, but they're slightly concaved on the bottom, and then you've got these little notches down here low. So we're just gonna crunch those little notches in. It's gonna be the plan, I guess. Actually, I'm going to do the concavity first. And it's going to be very slight. Another thing that my friend Keith taught me, or that I learned from my friend Keith, is to pay closer attention to detail. I always kind of look at the general overall picture and then just run with it. And napping with him and spending time with him, it has me now taking a little more better look at things and kind of studying things a little better and stuff, which I should have been doing before. I just, you know, like I said, bull in a china closet. See it and go. So anyways, that's another good thing that's came out of napping with him. Slightly concave there, and then low down here on the bottom. spam call coming through. Won't get a chance to block that one. And these weren't little notches. That's about how I want it right there. I think there's a little knot right there, which is part of what's throwing this thing off. And even if I have to rework this tip, I'm getting rid of that knot. It's definitely not helping matters any. Big old dragonfly came over and flew up in my face to just say hi, I guess. Now I gotta fix the whole thing again. Last time though. A lot of drive-byers today. Yep, so hopefully y'all are going to see videos on a more regular basis now. I'm feeling better. And I'm going to fix me up a place outside I can nap when the saws and everything are running. Until I manage to get the saws out of there, I'm going to do an add-on when things pick back up again and fundage allows. That might be my purchase for every year. I've been buying a new piece of equipment. This time it might be getting them saws out there and in an addition. That snake scared the crap out of my wife one night too. She's walking and she didn't see him or her, and it was laying across the door, and all she'd seen as she stepped in was the last half of it going behind some rock buckets there, and she freaked out. Well, you do kind of freak out because we got a lot of poisonous snakes. I mean, you just find they're just there, you know. Got a 3-acre pond in the front yard, and spring runs out of the bottom of that pond, which runs right down to 2,000 acres of wetlands, government wetlands. So, you know, it's a snake highway. We got a lot of snakes. I'm okay with how that turned out. It's a little thicker than what I normally make my points. Probably need to straighten up the edge a little bit more. I do need to straighten up the edge a little bit more before I do all this. Just chasing it all over. It's cool with this extra color there on the end. I don't know how well it shows up in the camera. It never looks like it's showing up that good on my monitor, and I take it inside and it's usually okay. But we got our parallel flaking. Everything seems to be correct other than that. Well, it all seems to be correct anyways. I could be wrong. Get my rag here. Got to make it in just under a minute. Imagine that. Or just under a minute. Wouldn't that be sweet? Make an arrowhead every minute. You would definitely get bored doing that. I actually think I might make a Hardaway next. I don't really have a great piece of rock for making a Hardaway, but I'll just have to make it out of whatever I got. There's our point. Little Cache River point, archaic, late archaic, 10,000 to 5,000 before present. That's it right there. She's pretty. I think she's pretty. Came out pretty nice. Self-collected Arkansas Burlington. Self-collected, self-heated. There it is. Got some. It does have some parallel flaking on there. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's showing up all right. I think it is. Anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch you on the next one, and I'm going to try and shoot a couple more today. Appreciate y'all.